Hey, how's it going? This is now the 6th attempt that I'm making at filming this video, and I would like to actually get from beginning to end without having this stop, because every time I do, because this is not a camera, when I stop, it just stops. No more video, just ends. So I don't want to do that again. Let's just trust that we're going to get through it. Like, come on. So, from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, I pulled number 11, Keep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness. From the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, I pulled the Bee. Okay. So, I was talking about before how it's interesting that this card came up, because it is what I want so bad. Is deep stillness and the ability to meditate. I've been having problems for a while, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's all these external forces, and they act upon our internal forces, and each of us are acting upon each other because our forces are, sometimes clashing or just not meshing. Whatever it is, it's like there's a lot going on that is affecting all of us. I'm just like on the high end today because I've just been like stressed out pretty bad for the past couple of days, and I haven't had to deal with that for like 20 years. I'm unaccustomed to it. I still don't like it, and I really need to meditate. But I did learn that the reason why it's hard to get into that state, and like for me it's hard to get there, and then if I do get there, it's hard to stay there. Like I'm so easily knocked out of my stillness, and that didn't used to be the case. I used to be able to go outside here and sit while the kids are playing all around me, and they're like kicking soccer balls and doing frisbees and crap, and I'm just sitting there, or I used to, like just everything just rolled off me, didn't matter, and they would all go away too. In fact, one time I was so like in the zone that I used to count to give myself like a metronomic kind of regularity, because that makes it easy to kind of latch onto and zone out. And so, oh, come on. Every time I start to tell something, right when I get to the crucial part, I forget what the hell it is. I was talking about meditating and not being able to, and I was just talking about regular sounds. Well, I really lost it. Well, anyway, what it is the the meditating, maybe it's coming back. It's really hard to stay in it for me now. I'm just like easily knocked out of it, and that does not make me feel calmer. That's like a little bit more that I'm trying to get rid of, and it's like, this is not working well. It doesn't make me work well when I can't like slough some of that off. But I did learn like what it is, and it's when you are leveling up spiritually. And we're all doing it because no one is escaping these effects. I'm sure some people are dealing with it better than others. I'm probably dealing with it okay. Like other people may be experiencing symptoms and going to the doctor, and the doctor saying, I don't know, there's not really anything I can find wrong with you. But the person will have all kinds of things that's not normal, like stomach ache or nausea, or they'll develop migraines or something. That actually happened to me recently. I never got them before. I have headaches, but brain tumor headaches, which are not migraines. But then I started getting them this past summer, and if I didn't have another migraine sufferer here with me, Well, I was just talking out loud about what I was feeling. She's like, "You're describing a migraine," and I was like, "Oh my God, you're totally right." So, um, but you know, people can have hair loss, acne. I guess it could be like kind of. I know it's not nice to laugh, but it's a little funny. It could be disconcerting to have all these things go wrong, and your doctor's saying nothing there really, buddy. Sorry. But the thing is I like it doesn't sound like these cases. These people are not debilitated. Like their lives are able to continue on. So I just think it's just a little bit amusing, and it's temporary. It'll pass. All of it, like the symptoms and the feelings and sensations. But really, once you start feeling them, they're not going to stop. It's just going to, every time it happens, you're getting to feel it. Yay! So get ready for that. And again, I'm laughing. But, I mean, it could be, like, really scary for people that have no clue, like, what is happening to them and why. So, in the case of those people, I sure hope they find some kind person to fill them in, or they discover it on their own, because, well, it's just uncomfortable. But also, like, it may be just like part of the plan for their life, for them to come upon it like after the other people have and catch up, like I was just saying. And it doesn't really matter. It's not a race. It's not a contest. But people are at different speeds, and you can't get upset about it. It's just like, you know, a baby is never going to get older than me. It's like that. So it's like things that are immutable. You cannot change them. All right, let me read now that I've wandered way off the path. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Let me read what this guidebook says. Deep quiet, meditation, stillness, clarity. When deep quiet appears, it is a message from the cosmos calling you to stillness, to step outside the concerns of your everyday life. This does not mean slow down and take a breath, although that's a good start. The cosmos is inviting you to go deep, to that place where the noise stops and there's only the vast emptiness of inner space. When we don't respond to the invitation offered by deep quiet, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. That's like a pretty impactful line. Let me just read it again. When we don't respond to the invitation offered by deep quiet, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. So, my mind immediately thought that's got to be for like those people that are like unconscious, that are not awakening. And you know, the thing about that is like those people, again, that might be their path. They might have just decided to, I know I already said this, but I'll just reiterate, they might have just decided to wake up later because that's, you know, their deal. That's their path. Okay. Sorry, what am I apologizing for? I'm not sorry. Let me find where I was. Listen to the still small voice. Remember that you want to catch spirit on a whisper, not a shout. And it is only human to argue that you are too busy to slow down, that you don't have the time, the inclination, or the money for a retreat. Do not let any of these reasons get the better of you. Stop the world and enter the deep quiet before you come to a crashing halt. I think I might have referenced that. Well, let me in deep quiet and I won't crash haltingly or otherwise. After you have said yes to this invitation, you will find that the world can get along quite well without the need for you to manage it. wow, I wouldn't even want to take all of that on. Who's this crazy person? You will enjoy the freedom that comes with stillness, the clarity and spaciousness offered by the silence. Can't argue with that. I mean, if you get into the zone where you want to be, like I said, the world falls away. You are completely buffered around, and I know it took a little bit to penetrate my deep inattention, I guess. But like my cat that I had at the time, all I had to hear was this squeak, and I'd be like, "What? What do you need?" So, extraneous knowledge that you didn't really need, and I hesitate to call it knowledge, by the way. Sorry, just doing a little rearranging. What's with the sorry? I'm not sorry. How about excuse me? That works. All right, the bee card. Why do I love bees? I just do. They're so cute with their little fuzzy bodies. And I feel bad for them because I know that they're becoming fewer and farther between, and we need them to pollinate farms, and the professional bee pollinating farm traveling show people. There's people that travel with their bees to farms for the purpose of pollinating the, I didn't even say it, I just thought it, pollinating whatever crops they were brought to pollinate. But they're having a lot of health problems, and Roundup, stuff like that. I don't know what, it was such a bad idea. Such short-sighted thinking. But, and okay, so I learned this from like a psychic medium or someone that I was watching on YouTube, but they had the gift of, they could speak to spirit and that and get answers. So what they said about the bees was that they are retreating and going away to remote, safer places so they can, I don't know if this is their express mission, but I'm sure they're gonna like build up their numbers once they're in a place where they're not molested by civilization and humans, basically. So, and this is like the same thing that's going on with crab in the Pacific Northwest. You're gonna hear people say that they're disappearing and it's gonna be really hard to get any. But they're not going extinct, and neither are the bees. They've just gone someplace safe away from us so that they can either live and build up their numbers again. That tells me that eventually they're going to reintroduce themselves into society. And that also tells me that at that point it will be safe for them to re-enter society. Or it is my hope, my fervent hope. We need the bees. And I like them. People are afraid of them. People are like deathly allergic to them. I don't have that problem. And I don't have a problem with wasps or any of those flying things. I used to have a wasp nest on my deck. Well, it's not up there in here. It was up there outside, actually, on the like part that there's a name for it. I can't remember. It's like wooden, and it's like a little roof for your patio. But anyway, they were building their nest, and I thought, oh wow, that's really, like, I liked looking at the nest. I thought it was cool looking. And then I learned a long time ago with bees, like I got stung one time, multiple times, and I was just itching. I had no idea that I'd been stung by bees until I asked someone to scratch my back. And that's when I found out what it was that was itching me. But then I also realized, well, they can't kill me then. Well, there's no reason to be afraid of them. And that's right there why I'm not. And so, there used to be a place here before the new landscapers hacked it all away, and they just didn't come back. And they, again, probably moved someplace else because there was some kind of hive or something. There was a large concentration of bees in this little area. It's like on the property where I live, but it was like behind the fence to the next place. I think. I mean, that's what was on the other side of the fence. I'm just not sure like where the bees came from or what they were doing. But anyway, landscapers came and like re-landscaped their area, and they just didn't come back, and I was not happy. But because I used to like to go sit over there, and I could like meditate, because you could kind of hear them buzzing, and it was just like there'd be so many of them in this soothing, circling little flight paths that I could just go over there and meditate, and they would land on me, and I would like it, you know, because cool, it wants to like land on me. They're not friendly like that, you know, they're not domesticated animals. And so I always just felt really privileged. And well, that's enough reasons right there to love bees I gave you. You need more? I don't have time for more. So the concentric circles radiating out from the bee, it's like the bee's vibration. And it's sunny and egg yolk, and you know, that kind of looks like a flower. Like, I don't remember what the center of a flower is called. Like, if you're looking at a sunflower, the big round pad where the sunflower seeds end up coming from, that's what it kind of reminds me of, with these yellow leafy looking areas also going around. But beyond that, where is my indicator? Radiating outward from the central bee illustration of the picture, whatever my silliness, but anyway, you can see these lines coming out all the way around in perfect circle and just going outward and outward and outward. I think that's the bee's vibration, and all in all, I think that's like a happy little Bob, what's that? I can't remember his name. I just ruined it. The white Afro painter guy that was happy little tree and happy little crunch crunch of the kitty. Sidetrack. I'll just read from the book now. Me, earnest, hardworking, democratic. Well, that's for sure. They're communist, socialist, Marxist, those bees. They're cooperative. They have a hive mind. Their whole life is servicing each other and the hive, and it's a microcosm of our worldly macrocosm, and the human one that we don't remember how to do anything like that anymore. We're more like, let me throw some bows and grab what you got, because I want everything, and I don't care if you have nothing. I don't care if you live on the street. Who cares if I stole everything from you? I'm going to blame it on you anyway that you're there. I'm just going to make it sound like you're a horrible, moralless person that just takes drugs and would rather sit around and drink Ripple. Do they even still make Ripple? Sorry. Oh, there I go again. Ooh, that was really loud. Sorry about that. Good grief. Like, that has my ear ringing. I hurt myself. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be reading this. Sorry. Oh, I did it again. Man, that is a bad habit. Anyway, reading the book. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have a bustling, joyous personality, until they're too tired from all of the work. Then they gripe, and then sting. When in balance, content, active, vibrant. When out of balance, overworked, annoyed. To bring it to balance. Mini vacation. Mini writing, too. What are you trying? I gotta set up for an eye exam. I'm so excited. I know they don't really fix anything. They just keep giving you more glasses year after year. Because gotta sell those glasses and gotta have that optometrist job, because God forbid if you fixed it, none of that would be around. Like if they came up with a way that you could just go and have your eyes taken care of at the doctor one time and you could walk away and like it's all over, you're good to go and never have to see an eye doctor again. I think that's a thing that could be, but we don't get to have it because capitalism. And again, I'm laughing and it is not really funny, but capitalism. You know why capitalism is funny? It's because it is cartoonish in our society now. I mean, it was bad enough with the profits over people thing, but I have not had anyone that's been trying to meet me online for ever that hasn't like been interviewing me about my financial status, like what are you worth, what are you good for, what are you gonna come with that's of value. I ain't a horse. So don't ask me that stuff, none of ya business. I cracked me up, sorry. I did it again. It is a terrible habit. So I know I need deep quiet and stillness, and I'm very fortunate now that on my 6th try that I've been able to get all the way through it, and I'm actually just about done. I'm going to be wrapping up here, and it's a decent time too. Yay me. So Purple Jimi Hendrix. I didn't talk about these disturbing little critters in the smoke. I don't know. They look to me like baby aliens, like the ones that burst out of Ash's chest in the first Alien movie. Was that Ash? No, Ash was the other guy that was, I can't remember his actual name right now. Well, John Hurt, that guy, where they were having a meal and an alien burst out of the guy's chest right on the table. And this time I'm laughing because Kubrick didn't, or not Kubrick, who directed that? What is his name? I'll put it in the box. The collection box, since I can't ever get it right. I'm just gonna call it the collection box now. Anyway, the director of the original Alien movie, he didn't tell the actors, except for the one wearing the exploding stomach, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. And this time I actually am apologetic. The signs that I'm always mentioning, this guy here, there will be spoilers. So if I ruined it for anybody about the alien coming out at the dinner table, I my apologies. It's so old though. You deserve it. No, I'm just kidding. Not sorry. Anyway, yeah, these. It could be like smoke billowing oddly, but speaking of plants, it does kind of also look like a plant, because sometimes they come out of the ground looking like these weird pointy penis things or asparagus penis things. I don't know what kind of plant it was that I'm thinking of, but I've seen a lot of them around here where I live now. So, and I say where I live now because where I live now is not where I originally lived. Not either of the two other places that I lived, including the original one that I'm from. Are you sure you're done talking about it? So, usually right away I do like the numerology breakdown, like the barest of bones, because that takes a lot of explanation too. But I figure if you want to know something beyond what I've said enough that you can enter that into a search bar and find out whatever you want to know about it. So that is why I just leave that to you. But I didn't do it today because I was all goo-goo about it being 11. But the thing is It's so weird. If you put those two numbers together, the 11, it's two ones, so it's 2. And what does 2 break down to? 1 or 11 or 2. It's like unravel or ravel. Both directions means the same thing. Ravel, unravel, put it together, pull it apart, same thing. Very confusing. What is even the purpose of that? I don't even know the name of the rule. I don't remember the rules of grammar anymore very much at all. But I just, I mean, it looks like, or else they're like some kind of weird long-necked birds, but it looks like they got their mouths open. But I'm also thinking, are they the smoke? Is it just some weird configuration of the smoke? Which, I mean, what is it? Ayahuasca smoke? Some kind of hallucinogen? It's very ceremonial and unusual and mysterious and interesting. And speaking of interesting, I just noticed that, sorry, wrong side. Oop, there I go again. With the apologies, the unnecessary. On this side, if this person is sitting, or even if they're kneeling, they're probably got their butt resting on their heels of their feet. So it looks like that's a fire. I mean, are you next to an actual fire? Is it like a fireplace or something? And now I'm thinking of like a ceremonial. It would be a men's building, where like Native American men go in and sweat or, you know, smoke whatever they smoke. It's not weed. I don't even know that it's particularly hallucinogenic. It might be a little bit of a psychotropic, but some kind of grass is what was smoked in the peace pipe. So, yeah, not weed. I don't know if people, I think a lot of people might have just assumed that was the case, but no. Okay, why? Sorry, I'm getting goosebumps. There's no reason. This always happens. I'm not cold. I mean, my fan is right there. I've been sitting in front of my fan this whole time. Like, all of a sudden, now it's giving me chills. I don't know what that means. I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, aren't you a little close to the fire there? Maybe that's what that position is about. Ow, my butt's getting burned. Could be, you don't know. Oh, wow. Well, there's a basket there. See the handle right there. And it's got some kind of something in it. What is that? Oh, it looks like a crystal wand, actually. Like it's got that cut of a wand. Obelisk shape. Interesting. Oh, that reminds me. My cat caught a mouse and brought it in here, and I have to dispose of it, but I don't know where it is now. He was just having a blast flinging that thing around. Poor baby. Poor little mouse. Getting totally sidetracked. So, stillness, deep meditation, I think we could all benefit from it, regardless if you're feeling stuff or not. I just talk about it a lot because I feel particularly agitated because I really am feeling it. It makes it hard to function normally. Like, literally have to remember all of the calming tricks, and man, they're not working that great. So I need to work that muscle more, and I would assume that we all do. I mean, think of the person with the symptoms that has no clue what's going on, and they go to the doctor. Doctor doesn't have a clue either. Everybody's like, ooh. But it's not nothing. You feel all this stuff, and you know it's not nothing. But what the doctor thinks, who knows? Whoa. Okay. Who knows? And I already talked about the bee, but let me talk about the bee just a little bit more so I can sew this up. The bee, remember I talked about the sound of its vibration emanating outward and meditating and sitting amongst the bees that were like going swirling around me and landing on me and hanging out. It's all talking about taking it way down. You know, like, I need to listen to this. Like, this could just be reading for me only. But I don't think it is, because if I'm feeling the way that I've been feeling, I'm not the only one. That's just statistically impossible. And forget statistics. I see people talking about it online all the time. So, I guess, like, the message, the word here is everybody, like, give each other a wide berth. You know, try to take deep breaths. And if you can, to an accepting person, advise deep breaths and, you know, whatever coping mechanisms that you have. Like I was talking about it yesterday, that just sometimes you just need to completely break out of your paradigm and do something you don't normally do. Go out of the place where you are. It doesn't have to be far away, but just, you know, normally I would sit in here in my wheelchair a lot, like all day, until I have to go do something, because it's basically my table and all the stuff I do is kind of here. But, you know, I could just as easily decide to not come sit here all day, and, you know, I could go to the park like I did the other day, which is not very far at all. But the thing to remember about this trike that I'm riding, the biggest wheel, I don't think, is even 20 inches like on a kid BMX bike. So I'm doing like 3 or 4 times the pedaling for like a half or a third of the distance. Going far, not a good plan. Like I would get, if I go far and get there and realize that, wow, I'm really tired, I don't know if I can get back. Like, it was going to take a long time. I'm going to have to take breaks. May have to try and hitch a ride, because that happens. Sometimes I just get to the end of my fuse, because I have some health challenges. The wheelchair obviously would point to that. But I forget that a lot, because I have my, it's so weird. Like, I could be like really messed up from my particular illness symptoms, but I'm kind of mostly okay, just a little really messed up in certain areas. So yeah, I'm like a patchwork of operating and non-operating parts, or functional and sort of functional. Am I getting way off the track? Because I just wanted to come to the end of it together here. But yeah, taking it down, you know, all of us, with each other, with ourselves, especially with ourselves, because that gives us the ability to then go out and minister to other people. If, you know, that's fine of a definition. And it won't hurt us at all to mellow out and slow down. I've been hearing from the several readers that I watch and mediums that they're all saying, everybody, like, take a nap, take a break, take a vacation, slow down, have a staycation, have a meditation moment in the bathroom alone. Like, it is out there. Everyone, I guess, is feeling it, and everyone would benefit from maybe taking advice from other people about how to deal with it, because that is another theme that I've been hearing a lot from the readers that I just mentioned, and that is ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. In fact, now is the time, astrologically, to ask for help. It's a good time. The stars are lined up for it. It's beneficial. Let's do that. So, okay, now I think I've gotten to the point, okay, that I wanted to get at. Thank you and good night.